Jane. You can't repeat the past.
Why, of course you can. Of course you can.
I remember everything. I can see things that happened in the past. I can see things happening now. All over the world.
Would dance with her gold.
From that moment until the moment she dies,
And the
she
one
will love
who
you.
had loved her the most.
Absolutely.
The one
Fiercely.
who'd been gone
Why did she
for
leave?
so very long.
I need to find it. It's here. It's calling. No more climbing. Promise me. Promise me. Promise me. Promise me. Promise me. Promise me.
Never wanted to leave. Never wanted.
It is beautiful beneath the sea. But if you stay too long, you'll drown.
I wasn't drowning. I was home.
And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
I'm going to go now.
Go where?
The past is already written. The ink is dry.
These are dreams, Bran. Nothing more.
No. My dreams are different. Mine are true.
And if circumstances had been different, I don't think the side of Dany ever would have come out. If Cersei hadn't betrayed her, if Cersei hadn't executed Missandei, if Jon hadn't told her the truth, like if all these things had happened in any different way, then I don't think we'd be seeing this side of Daenerys Targaryen.
I've told you many times, stay too long where you don't belong and you will never return.
Why do I want to return? So I can be a cripple again? So I can talk to an old man in a tree?
Do you think I wanted to sit here for 1,000 years watching the world from a distance as the roots grew through me?
So why did you?
I was waiting for you.
I don't want to be you.
I don't blame you. You won't be here forever. You won't be an old man in a tree. But before you leave, you must learn.
Learn what?
Everything.
It's not easy to see something that's never been before.
You shouldn't envy me. Mostly I live in the past. I can never be Lord of Winterfell. I can never be Lord of anything.
Until the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Until the rivers run dry and the mountains blow in the wind like leaves.
What if the Seven Kingdoms, for once in their whole shit history, were ruled by a just woman and an honorable man?
They do make a handsome couple.
Respect is how the young keep us at a distance, so we don't remind them of an unpleasant truth.
What is that?
Nothing lasts.
What is the realm?
Do you know what the realm is? It's the thousand blades of Aegon's enemies. A story we agree to tell each other over and over till we forget that it's a lie.
But what do we have left once we abandon the lie? Chaos. A gaping pit waiting to swallow us all.
Chaos isn't a pit.
Run, run, run,
very few people get up in the morning and say, oh, I'm evil. What evil can I do today? I'm going to cover the world with darkness and my legions of evil will rule all. That's silly. You know, the greatest monsters of history, as we look back on them, thought they were the heroes of the story. You know, the villain is the hero of the other side, as sometimes said. That doesn't mean that it's all morally relative. That doesn't mean that all things are equally good and evil. I think there is good and there is evil in the world, but you know, it's sometimes a struggle to tell one from the other and to make the right choices. And all of us, I've always been attracted to great characters, maybe because that's what I see when I look around the real world. All of us have it within ourselves to be heroes. All of us have it within ourselves to be villains.
What about afterwards?
How do you know there is an afterwards?
In that darkness, the White Walkers came for the first time. They swept through cities and kingdoms, riding their dead horses, hunting with their packs of pale spiders, big as hounds.
Bosses bantis amazis, merikivio dolalaris, os machagon kuntis.
The prince who was promised will bring the dawn.
Against him stands the great other, whose name may not be spoken. The Lord of Darkness, the Soul of Ice, the God of Night and Terror. According to prophecy, our champion will be reborn, to wake dragons from stone and reforge the great sword Lightbringer that defeated the darkness those thousands of years ago. A terrible weapon forged with the lifeblood of a loving wife's heart.
Let's say a cosmic ray goes through Hitler's mother. Hitler's mother has a miscarriage. Hitler's never born. All of a sudden, perhaps 40, 50 million people didn't have to die, and they're living with us today. This is the multiverse. We now believe that perhaps there are an infinite number of universes out there.
This is for you. Valerian steel.
Do you know whose dagger this is?
Where did you get this?
Littlefinger gave it to me.
I must admit I do not.
Something you don't know, but I do.
There's only one dagger like this in all of the 7 kingdoms.
He's not a generous man. He wouldn't give you anything unless he thought he was getting something back.
It's mine.
Yours?
I'm not coming back.
Not working on it anymore?
You're not coming back?
No.
What is he? What is he?
To do what? To what end? To what end? And to what end?
In what is probably one of the dumbest, worst...
We did it all together, and it's over, and we shall never see her like again.
What is the cost of lies?
When Ned Stark lost his head, who was truly responsible? Joffrey, the executioner, or something else?
There is not a rumor that doesn't die.
Sometimes, when I try to understand a person's motives, I play a little game.
We never stop playing.
I assume the worst.
Chaos is a ladder.
What's the worst reason they could possibly have for saying what they say and doing what they do? Then I ask myself, how well does that reason explain what they say and what they do?
Do you know what the Faceless Men are?
Far and away across the narrow sea to Bravos.
The great-grandfather from Bravos, yes.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
What we need to do is think back.
How will we know the end?
You'll know.
Daenerys Stormborn is the one who was promised.
And you believe this prophecy refers to me?
Prophecies are dangerous things.
The protagonist doesn't have to be likable or moral or a good guy. He just has to be interesting.
I'm afraid of him.
Oh, you should be. He's a dangerous man.
Every possible series of events is happening.
When you play the Game of Thrones, you win.
All at once.
Or you die.
Only Littlefinger knows.
Only the ladder is real. The climb is all there is.
There is no middle ground.
Live that way, and nothing will surprise you. Everything that happens will be something that you've seen before.
Did you bring her here?
The villain is the hero of the other side.
Chaos is a ladder. Many who try to climb it fail, never get to try again. Fall breaks them. Everyone is your enemy. Everyone is your friend.
Our author has quite a few stories about this because he was dating a sfi writer named Lisa.
Tuttle, who left him for his best
But
friend.
all he can see is a black silhouette.
Never even fight once.
Where's the moon?
And like that,
You want something?
he's gone.
I only attack with one finger.
Why do they call you Littlefinger?
A man with no motive is a man no one suspects.
The mockingbird.
Stannis was not the prince who was promised, but someone has to be.
For years, I've heard that Littlefinger is a magician.
Everybody wants to be the classic hero, right?
That's their game. Their rules.
Like, why are we doing this? And I don't understand that. And then slowly I realized, well, there is no alternative reality. There is only that script.
Are we for sure done with the White Walkers?
Yeah, we're not going to answer that.
You can't answer that.
Figure it out for yourself. Not gonna say.
I need to learn to see better. When the long night comes again, I need to be ready.
Lysa and Littlefinger are actually the people who set the entire story in motion. The story we've been watching for, I guess, 37 hours at this point. They've arguably had more influence on the events in this world than any other two people in the story.
Everything that you say is contradictory. You can't have been in one place and another at the same time. Of all those lives, which one is the right one?
Each of these lives is the right one. Every path is the right path.
Well, that's stupid. How can a cat be both dead or alive? Well, the only way to tell is to open the box. Either the act of observation determines the existence of a cat, or the cat is simultaneously dead and alive.
People's minds aren't made for problems that large. White Walkers, the Night King, Army of the Dead.
Tell me, if I stabbed the Mad King in the belly instead of the back, would you admire me more?
You know what's wrong with honor?
He stabbed him in the back.
For your good service and ingenuity in uniting the houses of Lannister and Tyrell, I declare that you shall be granted the castle of Harrenhal, with all its attendant lands and incomes, to be held by your sons and grandsons from this day until the end of time.
I had a big book of flags that I would look at, and I'd watch the ships go by and wonder what countries they came from, and I'd look up and say, well, that one's from Norway, and that one's from South Africa, or whatever.
You've got to invent a story about where the ship is going and why.
All the bright, precious things fade so fast.
Why should I make up a story when I know the truth?
And they don't come back.
Because the truth is always either terrible or boring.
Lovely day for it. Watching the ships.
Other kids had cars and they got out of town. They took summer vacations down the shore or in the mountains. We couldn't afford to do any of that. We just stayed in the same old apartment in the summer. And I dreamed of being on other planets and living in other times. I was a lonely kid. I was the kid with his nose in the book. I was the last kid picked for games or things like that. I didn't, sports. I was no good at sports.
Right. Can you give us an insight to how the books might end? Is there going to be a happy ending, a sad ending?
I think there's going to be a bittersweet ending. I'm a huge fan of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. That's one book that I return to repeatedly.
Including the mysterious Jay Gatsby, a newly minted millionaire desperate to win the love of a young married woman.
For Gatsby, it was a bittersweet journey and a doomed pursuit, which is a bit of wisdom there. It's all about that. Gatsby's pursuit of Daisy and the fact that he remakes his entire life and try to win her after he has lost her. The best book by Dickens, I think my favorite is A Tale of Two Cities.
Then I will die
what a great end, you know, is a far, far better thing I do than I've ever done. Great bittersweet ending there, so.
It's a far, far better thing I do than I have ever done. It's a far, far better rest I go to than I have ever known.
I don't have an answer to this. It's a hard problem, but we got to find some answers. We got to build a better world, and you know that's the dream of idealistic politicians. You know,
A lot can happen between now and never. If you want to build a better home, first you must demolish the old one.
I always knew that I could climb. I could only climb if I climbed alone.
In a better world, one where love
is the death of duty.
could overcome strength and duty. You might have been my child, but we don't live in that world. There's no justice in the world. Not unless we make it.
Why did you really kill Joffrey? Tell me why.
Given the opportunity, what do we do to those who've hurt the ones we love?
I've hoped to meet you for some time, Lord Stark.
No doubt Lady Catelyn has mentioned me.
She has, Lord Baelish. I understand you knew my brother Brandon as well.
When Petyr heard of my engagement, he challenged Brandon to a duel. Petyr survived only because I begged Brandon not to kill him.
He still loves you.
Does he?
I heard a song once about a boy of modest means. He loved the eldest daughter. Sadly, she had eyes for another.
I have only loved one woman.
I can tell you everything about her.
I was very small, and I come from a little spit of land called the Finger, so you say.
How we met.
Only one. My entire life.
No, my lady.
Get out! You've lost your mind. Get out!
Robert's rebellion was built on a lie.
How many tens of thousands had to die because Rhaegar chose your aunt?
Rhaegar didn't kidnap my aunt or rape her.
And then he kidnapped her and raped her.
He loved her.
This horror that's come to my family. It's all because I couldn't love a motherless child.
It's a trick. A shadow on the wall. You can imagine what it was like for me, a boy from nowhere. Nothing to his name.
Perhaps you chose the wrong man to duel with.
Well, it wasn't the man that I chose, my lord. It was Catelyn Tully. So I challenged him to a duel. I mean, why not? I'd read all the stories. The little hero always beats the big villain in all the stories.
I can see her right in front of me. She's more real than you are.
Sometimes, duty is the death of love.
And one of the things that's always lingered with me over the years is the image he came up with of the green light at the end of Daisy's dock that Gatsby stares at as a symbol for this desire that all of us have for something that's lost or something that's beyond our reach. But there it is. So we beat on, boats against the current.
And what do you want?
Borne back ceaselessly.
Everything.
Into the past.
So, he gave me a nice little scar to remember and buy, and off they went. I still carry a token of his esteem, from navel to collarbone.
the only thing worth writing about is the human heart in conflict with itself. And I believe that. I also find the question of redemption fascinating. Maybe it's, I'm not religious now, but I was raised a Catholic.
You have to be willing to let go, to accept that it's over.
There it all is. It's in one thing. I mean, here's a great character. He seems to be a hero, but he's actually a villain. But when he comes to be villainous, he can't bring himself to do it, and he goes over back to the good side, and then he dies on the same mission that he's introduced in. We don't forgive people. Even I don't forgive people. I recognize, I'm a great character myself here.
But he did not know that it was already behind him.
What I came to hate was books that were predictable. We've all read them. You start a book, you open, you read the first chapter. Here's the hero, here's the villain. The hero's going to be in trouble for a while, but then he's going to triumph. But our living room windows in the apartment we lived in for most of that period looked directly out on the water. I would see those lights. Fuck you to those people.
Wrong about the past, old sport.
You're wrong.